with so many exposure. If you talk about AI, if you talk about ChatGPT, kids somewhere, they have stopped using their brains.
AI is going to take you only as far as your prompt, and it can never replace a human being because we are the ones driving the AI.
Foreign countries are utilizing all our Vedas and scriptures and everything and learning. And actually, there are universities who are teaching about our scriptures.
90% of the children have never put their plate in the sink. They have never made their own bed.
That बच्चा जितना स्क्रीन पे रहेगा उतना उसका ब्रेन डैमेज होगा.
Parents spend lakhs on school fees but still struggle to find real learning for their children. Why? Because education today teaches answers but not thinking. And instead of complaining about the system, today's guest decided to build a new one. She saw the gap: great schools, average learning, talented children, boring methods. So she created a platform where education meets curiosity and learning feels like a joyful experience, not a burden. Featured in Mint Lounge, trusted by big brands, with 1500 plus workshops connecting world class mentors to families. She is redefining how India learns. Welcome to Ek Soch.
Make them up in my head again.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आप सभी का स्वागत है एक सोच में। आज हमारे साथ है एक एजुकेटर जिन्होंने बहुत ही कम समय में अपना बहुत ही अच्छा बिजनेस सेट कर लिया है। लेट्स वेलकम अल्पना कामदार जी। वेलकम टू एक सोच मैम, एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग आवर इनविटेशन एंड बीइंग देयर।
Thank you so much for having me over. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. So before we deep dive and understand more about education, we talk more about transformation in education and what you guys are bringing in. I really want to understand, how did you started?
So, actually, I've had a very, very organic journey. We used to live in Singapore, and when I came back, my child was about 2.5 years old. And I realized that I wanted him to be busy with some after school activities. And everybody went to the neighborhood auntie, the gali ke nake ka class, and that was it. It was not really mapped to my child's needs. I was not sure whether the teacher would be able to understand my child, who was at that time not speaking either Hindi or Gujarati. He spoke only fluent English. I wasn't very sure that, this would be the learning pattern that he would be comfortable with. And I realized that it is so important for us to have somebody who is a vetted source who will tell us that, oh, this teacher is good, this is the way they teach. So it started as small play dates with different teachers doing interesting things at my house, and then I never looked back.
Lovely. We also, when we were talking, we were researching about your entire profile. We also saw that you, after coming back, you identified that there is some gap, right? So what kind of gap
Absolutely.
did you identified which you were getting in Singapore, but when you came back to India, you were not able to find out?
The basic thing was that there were no trial classes available about 12, 13 years back. It was like, ye class hai, you needed to pay pure term ki fees और हो गया. There was nobody who said कि अच्छा भाई एक देख लो कैसे है, यही टीचर है, यही टीचिंग स्टाइल है और ऐसे ही करना है. So the idea started that what if as a parent I want to explore, I want to meet the teacher once, I want my child to see whether this is where his interest is there or not. So that's how Varaha really started, as curated content along with vetted teachers offering trial classes to people, and then having things which are in short bursts. I don't, for any of my classes, prescribe that you sign up for a whole year at one go. I want parents to explore more things on shorter term basis and then only realize where their depth is coming.
See, I really love the fact that being a mother, you understood that काफी सारे पेरेंट्स है, काफी सारी मदर्स है जिनको भी ये सेम प्रॉब्लम है. They are not getting trial classes, but then at the same point of time, if they want to do that particular classes, they have to pay the entire year's fees.
Correct.
And that was a big challenge. Still, somewhere it is, but now after lockdown, there are a lot of changes which took place, right? So I love the fact that being a mother, you tried and solved that problem and came up with such an amazing idea of starting with Varaha, right? So I really want to also understand that in Varaha, what all things do y'all cover in terms of activities? Is it online or is it offline?
So when Varaha started off, it was only supposed to be over the weekend. Every Saturday and Sunday, there would be a unique workshop, a unique class that would be happening only for a day, no more than 2 hours, where a child could self-explore that activity. A mom could meet the teacher and understand what that field is about. But when the lockdown came, the entire way in which we were learning completely changed.
Yeah.
Initially, I resisted that, nahi, theek hai, 2 week mein sab ho jayega. And I realized that why are we doing this? There is a whole pool of talented teachers that are hidden. God alone knows where, in which corner of India, as well as internationally. And there are children from tier 2 cities, even villages, who want to learn by just a click of a button. So we changed our model to bring in online classes also, so that we could have a broader base of children who could take benefits of this.
But it was a biggest challenge. Don't you think that parents were not in favor of online classes during that point of time?
Completely understand. What happened was that a parent would be generally an our age parent. And they were so daunted by technology, so afraid of the fact that अच्छा अभी मेरा बच्चा मोबाइल के साथ बैठेगा, अच्छा कंप्यूटर के सामने कोई क्लास करेगा. In the beginning, I can't hear you, मैं सुन नहीं सकती हूँ, think people are walking आगे पीछे, so noisy. But I think children picked up very, very fast.
Yeah.
Children are much more resilient than what adults are. And they took to the online classes very well. They were in class, they were learning to focus, they were juggling between 2 screens, even in our coding class and all, saying, ma'am, wait, mama, I know how to do this, don't worry. So, in fact, I felt that, we were trying to protect our children, but our children are far ahead in terms of their learning curves and thought processes.
Clearly. In fact, we, being a parent, being a mother, I'm talking about my child, I learn every single day from him. Okay, even if I have to convince him for something, I have to, explain him. I need to give him every damn reason. Man, you have to do this because of this. Okay, so nowadays, you rightly said that children are fast learner.
Absolutely.
Okay, this age, Gen Z, and now it is Gen Z Alpha. Okay, so with this age, it has become so, it has become competitive. At the same point of time, children are accepting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about coding.
Yes.
Okay, how important is coding in today's generation?
So honestly speaking, Nirali, I feel that creativity, digital literacy in terms of coding and programming and all, mathematics, language, and AI. These 5 things have become core skills today for any child to succeed in the world. Okay, whether it's, doing a small PowerPoint presentation, whether it's building up your own app, making a small website, doing your, invitation card, everything is happening online. And that kind of digital literacy now has become the bedrock for any child's education.
Correct.
Not to say that traditional skills are not required, they are very, very important. But I think that modern education now, it's not in competition with the traditional forms. It's an evolution in terms of the way we learn.
Correct. But then, with this digitalization, do you really think with so many exposure, if you talk about AI, if you talk about ChatGPT, with so much of exposure, kids somewhere, they have stopped using their brain?
No. This is a question I get asked a lot, saying that अगर मेरा बच्चा AI सीख लेगा तो वो क्या करेगा, वो सोचेगा नहीं, वो कुछ नहीं करेगा. No. AI is a tool. It is not something that is sacrosanct. AI is going to take you only as far as your prompt, and it can never replace a human being because we are the ones driving the AI. We are the ones that are giving the prompt. So your interaction on AI is actually limited to your exposure and your intelligence only.
Okay. So Vara has also been conducting a lot of AI classes.
Absolutely. So we do everything in terms of ChatGPT, Notebook LLM. We do things on Perplexity. We do coding with AI. We do Canva with AI. So loads of skills where we are trying to integrate artificial intelligence with skills that are required not only for children but also adults these days.
Lovely. And what is the age group?
So we are having children as young as 5 years come for our classes, going all the way up to 80 years. We've had an 80-year-old auntie who started a cloud kitchen, and she has been using Canva. She, in fact, recently sent me an invite saying, Beta, this is my menu and please order from here.
Wow, that's amazing. So Varaha is not solving only children's, it's not solving only children's related problems. It is also solving adult related problems also when you could talk about digitalization.
Absolutely, because learning is a lifelong experience. It's a journey. It's not only something that, acha, aaj kiya, ye course khatam ho gaya. You have to be a lifelong learner today because we are not only learning in traditional forms, we are also learning from the environment, from different prompts that we are getting. Today, I'm learning so much with you.
Likewise. Okay, apart from this, do you really think that, after investing so much of money in schooling, parents still make sure that, they are investing double the amount in after school activities? Do you find that need?
So, Nirali, I feel that parents today, most parents are working. The demands on their time are far more greater. They are trying to juggle home, work and everything. It becomes very difficult for a parent जो थका हारा दिन से आता है, probably traveling 1 hour every day to come, फिर बैठ के maths homework कराओ, अरे मम्मी मेरा ये project करना है, that's a lot. So I feel that an after school program is a supplement to the school. It helps your child get the necessary skills, helps you come up with daily work, and it frees up your time to make every interaction with your child positive, meaningful, where you are enriching their lives with your time.
Correct. I totally agree to this. But then I have seen, even I had my own preschool long time back. During lockdown, I've shut it down. Reason behind, I had a big challenge where parents were not in favor of online learning. So we introduced altogether a new company in the name of Be Creators EduVenture. Okay, so that was absolutely an online platform where I was the teacher, and we have created those whole curriculum online, including rhymes and everything. It was all self-created, and we did a lot of R&D. We tried and introduced a lot of things, but what I observed was Indian parents were not ready for online learning. Okay, but having said that, now during my preschool days, what was happening is a parent was pushing children to every single classes after school. Okay, where they were not able to identify whether a child is tired, is it he's not able to cope up, he or she is not able to cope up, but still they were running around putting them in classes just because their time gets vacant. Do you really think that this kind of schedule actually helps a child to grow?
I think that what parents need to understand is that they don't need to aim for perfection all the time. They need to aim for possibilities where, okay, I'm going to find this much time for my child and I'm going to devote this much to them exploring different things. Mm-hmm. Your child doesn't need to excel at everything. Correct. If they've had a hand trying out something different and then making a choice that, acha, fine, this is what is interesting to me. Okay, but just filling up your child's schedule because you are busy with something, I really don't think that that is the correct learning module for any child. And that's, in fact, a recipe for disaster and burnout.
Correct. I personally believe that, you're not helping a child to grow.
Absolutely.
You're creating that confusion in his mind that आप सब कर सकते हो.
Correct.
You know, still today, with this so much of digitalization and so much of competition around, mothers are actually pushing children, right, to do a particular task, whether it is online, offline, in terms of sports or in terms of any other activities.
Correct.
Okay, it is not eventually helping them to grow. Okay, they are kind of trying to build a profile of a particular child. Do you really think that, they're doing that profiling in a correct way?
So, these days, a lot of children are opting to study overseas, be it the UK, USA, Australia, or wherever. Now, these places traditionally have a very well rounded approach to a particular student. They want to see your extracurriculars, they want to see your education, they want to see community service. Most people are actually getting up somewhere around the 10th standard or 11th standard, which is why you'll see suddenly so many people are having bake sales, so many people are publishing their own books. This is not the way.
Yeah.
What is important is that you let your child explore a certain group of activities, understand what they are enjoying, where they are really excelling at, and by the age of about 11 or 12, you start creating depth over there. That leaves a proper trail that shows that yes, my child is interested in this, and not something half-hearted that you have started 6 months back and you very well know you're going to shut down in 2 months.
Correct. And nowadays, even like this international boards, if you talk about IGCSE, ICSE, they have kind of assessments which have been
Yes.
conducted. I guess that also helps the child to enhance or understand what he or she actually want to do.
In fact, I feel that assessments have changed so much from the time when we were children.
Yeah.
It's no longer just based on one exam at the end of it, but assessments that are happening regularly through different projects, through presentations, through class tests, kind of, I feel, creating lesser pressure and burden on the child than what just the end of the year exam meant.
Correct. And talking about IGCSE, I've seen that they have this particular assessment which parent can opt for as per the subjects also. So that really helps a child to understand, if we talk about English, if we talk about mathematics. So every subject have kind of assessments.
Yes. So they try and break down the assessments in a way where they are looking at your subject depth and the matter that you know, and as well as making sure that you're interpolating that subject with other fields. So, biology could just not mean learning about flowers and learning about your body systems, but really sit and make a diet plan for yourself, or how will a particular exercise help you improve in PE. Those are the kind of broad-based things that we need to look at for our kids.
Correct. Say, for example, my child is really good at, good at coding. Or maybe he has never learned, but that is interesting him a lot.
Yes.
So how Varaha will help a child to start learning that particular topic?
So most times I get calls from parents saying, hey, I think my child is interested in something. My child loves to talk and we want to start a podcast. Or, my child wants to kind of audition for the school play. So yes, so there is a particular need. We try and understand what the parent wants. We try and understand how much time the child is having. Then we offer trial classes and then we take it ahead. So at every step, the child is interacting with us, who's the specialist, with the mentor, who is the subject specialist, and then having an option whether to continue or not, keeping their child's needs in mind.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So you have kind of a proper system at place
Absolutely.
to identify the need of a child as well.
Yes.
Super.
And at the end of most sessions, most modules, we do have assessments to understand whether the child is really performing well, whether they are able to understand it, whether we are supposed to tweak our teaching styles or tweak the syllabus in a way that interests the child altogether.
Okay. So talking about Indian education ecosystem, what if you get a chance to try and rebuild? What would you like to rebuild in this entire education ecosystem?
So I find that education in India, in fact, is far more greater in the school times than what education elsewhere is available. Because these days we are having the benefits of all our traditional patterns, be it Vedic math, be it abacus, be it learning Sanskrit and all. But I feel that somewhere the teaching styles have not been able to keep up with the change of times and the needs of children. So if there's something that like I would change, then it would be giving teachers more training, more aid, and more help so that they can make lesson plans easily, create learning modules that are more personalized for children and more up with the times these days.
I agree to this. But then now NEP also talks about, like, teachers training.
Yes.
It is very important. They say that 50 hours of training is required for teachers. But having said that, bigger schools, yes, of course, they are doing a brilliant work. But the smaller segment where children are actually learning, 0 to 6 is the age where they learn a lot of things, and those years are very important. Previously, parents were not taking those age seriously. But then they started taking it very seriously because within those period of time they will learn lot of things and that will be long lasting. हमको भी हमने जब भी बचपन में कुछ किया है हमको वो चीजें ज्यादा याद रहेगी, उसके बीच की कुछ याद नहीं है.
Because that is the bedrock of your entire being.
Correct.
And the foundation of your learning.
Correct. So now with this age group, if you'll see smaller segment में training is a biggest challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, teachers are not getting that kind of training which is required for early education.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah, even government doesn't have any kind of curriculum at place, only specifically or any kind of say certification where teachers can learn only about early childhood education. There are ECCED courses and all which can eventually help teachers to understand about early childhood education. But to pursue this as a career, people are still considering as time pass. Okay, preschool segment में उनको लगता है कि नहीं मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है तो मैं early year education की teacher बन जाती हूँ. Right, so it's a biggest challenge जहाँ पे training और development नहीं होती because of the amount that needs to be invested.
Correct.
Okay, so it is very important. You rightly said that training and development is one of the most important thing in the education system.
Yes.
But again, talking about Indian education, I feel we are not getting that spark which is required. If you talk about Vedas, if you talk about Sanskrit, if you talk about Upanishads, there are so many scriptures of ours in Indian education system, but still foreign countries are utilizing all our Vedas and scriptures and everything and learning. And actually, there are universities who are teaching about our scriptures.
Absolutely.
Right? So there is a long gap in Indian education system where, we have to try and bring this back in our education system. And I still feel that, there are a lot of improvement that is required in our education system. Right? As you started Varaha, you find some gap. Right? कि नहीं यार मुझे मेरे बच्चे को डालने के लिए मुझे बहुत सारे ट्रायल्स देने पड़ रहे हैं. बट मुझे ऐसी कुछ चीजें चालू करनी है जहाँ पे person can come freely, take a trial, understand the need of a child, and then start with any kind of classes. Right? So you guys are doing wonderful work. Okay, so it's very important for us to be in the system and do something that is very useful.
While you were talking about this point about our Vedas, our traditional forms, things that are very, very characteristic of India, we are so busy trying to keep up with the West that हम भूल गए हैं कि हमारी खुद की कंट्री में कितनी चीजें हैं जो extremely superior है.
Agreed.
You asked me if there was one change that I'd like to make. The one other change that I wanted to bring about besides teacher training is to have more Indianization in terms of either teaching children about our value systems. It could be about the Bhagavad Gita and the learnings, understanding that how a Gurukul worked, and maybe if you really read, you'll understand that a Gurukul not only gave scriptural knowledge, they also gave them practical knowledge of things every day. So that practical knowledge, if we can add on, it'll be like a Sone Pe Suhaga.
Gurukul is altogether a different
Ideology altogether.
altogether different ideology, right? If you talk about schools, they say we are teaching life skills, but that is the most important thing which is always kept, which is always like, it has not been prioritized.
Yes.
Okay, it has a backseat, and teachers are busy completing their portion
Syllabus, yes.
syllabus, and they want to just finish it off so that they can attend the examination. So do you think that this really helps a child?
स्किल का एग्जाम तो रियल लाइफ ही होता है ना, वो तो है ही नहीं until and unless you are faced with it.
Correct.
90% of the children have never put their plate in the sink. They have never made their own bed.
I agree.
It's a very sad thing, but this is it. So, yeah, schools are completing syllabus, but schools are doing something foundationally that nobody else can do. Okay? They are giving you a sense of discipline. They are giving you socialization. They are getting you into a routine. These are things that are building life skills. Yes, बर्तन धोना नहीं सिखा रहे. Yes, clothes folding नहीं सिखा रहे. But थोड़ा तो हम parents को भी करना है ना. Everything cannot be done by the school. I feel learning of a child is a three-way partnership.
Yeah.
School, parent, and the child themselves.
I agree. But then parents, एक मेंटालिटी है ना, इंडियन मेंटालिटी, मैं पैसा दे रहा हूँ तो मुझे पूरा सर्विस चाहिए.
We also have many parents like this who are extremely demanding. So just about a week back, we'd had a parent who actually got in touch with us. They are doing our AI classes, and they said that this is a school project, please बच्चे को करवा लेना. And we said that sorry, this doesn't work for us.
Correct.
We will aid the child. We will give you mentoring at the back, for which we will not charge, but we will not do the homework for the child.
So this triggers one question in my mind. When you said that, parents are very demanding.
Yes.
They, finish this work because it is a project of a child. Are we preparing a kid for the next 10 years?
Yes and no. Okay. Yes, because we are giving them lots of skills. We are giving them lot of education. We are helping them, learn from the environment and all. No, because we are cushioning them. We are putting them in a bubble. We've all become snowplower parents where we are saying that, अच्छा बेटा तुम्हें प्रॉब्लम है, मैं तुम्हारा रास्ता साफ कर देती हूँ, तेरे रास्ते का कांटा निकाल देती हूँ. थोड़ा बहुत the child has to struggle. थोड़ी ठोकरें खानी पड़ती है to be able to learn. सोना भी जल के ही प्योर होता है.
Correct. So, when I talk about, say, are we making kids ready for their next 10 years, right? It's a digital world.
Yes.
Of AI comes into picture.
An AI first world is what we are aiming at.
We are
Yes.
aiming at, right? Still making parent understand that online education is equally important. They have their own set of thinking that बच्चा जितना स्क्रीन पे रहेगा उतना उसका ब्रेन डैमेज होगा. Okay, cut to children are most of the time on screen. Whether either they are playing those Roblox or Brain Rot, those new games which have been introduced and which are very dangerous. Would you like to say something to those parents?
So, screen time has now become mandatory in most houses. Okay, I never give screen to my children when they are eating, when they are studying or anything. Screen time is a reward that is there in my home. Okay, but I understand when parents are saying that children are constantly hooked on. To that, my answer is, आपको पता है आपको screen देना ही है, you make that screen time meaningful.
Yeah.
अगर आपके घर में you are giving 1 hour of screen time to the child, put them in something that is going to teach them a skill.
True.
put them in a coding class, put them in a current affairs class. बच्चा सुन रहा है, screen देख रहा है, but their world is getting open to so many possibilities and so many discussions.
True, true. I kept him in a lot of classes online. My child, I'm talking about my child. I kept him in a lot of classes. And what I observed is that entire room became so competitive for him because there are other kids from different regions, different cities.
Yes.
Okay, they were interacting in different languages, which helped him a lot to understand. I was so super excited that Mama, I want to go and sit for this class.
Yeah.
So I believe that it is equally important for them to attend those online classes. Exchange of environment is also important. They try and socialize as well. So you being a mother, you being a daughter, a wife, you are already playing multiple roles and doing all your responsibilities so well. When did you started this Varaha? I'm sure that it was after lockdown or maybe during lockdown.
No, actually, we are a pre-pandemic business.
Okay.
Yes, my child was only 2 years old when I started this thing, and like I mentioned, it was supposed to be on weekends.
Oh.
And then I had my second baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it is honestly commendable how women are doing full-time jobs, nurturing the family, pulling in, the graveyard shift, being there when, the PTMs and all are there. I think being a woman, a mom, and a woman in business or work these days is extremely challenging, but very, very rewarding.
It is very much rewarding, but then we have a lot of side hustles, right, to be taken care of. And still, you started your career after having a baby, right? Varaha was launched after your...
Yeah, after the firstborn. Before that, I was working at St. Xavier's College where I was a professor.
Oh, wow.
And then I thought that, okay, no, I want to do something different. And I still wanted to be in the education field.
Correct.
But I've been lucky because, frankly, it definitely takes a village to bring up a child.
Yeah.
And I've had support, not only from, my husband, my parents, but also my children who've encouraged me saying, okay, Mama, do this. Mama, they know who Varaha is, or Mama, my friend wants to do a Varaha class. So I think these are all wins and we have to take them.
Correct. But then we are so privileged that, you have a lot of support from your family, your children and everyone. But there are women's, after 40s, they're struggling a lot. And there are a lot of emotional, phases because of menopause. So would you like to say something to those women who wanted to start something of their own, but still juggling around with these emotional issues?
I think no one is really going to come to help you. You have to find the strength from within yourself to kind of go out there, look out for something, search your passion, and probably spend 2 hours a day nurturing your passion. Just 2 hours and you see the world of a difference it's going to make. Be the master of your own time. Set your own boundaries and say that बस मैं इतना ही करूँगी और इतना ही कर पाऊँगी, and don't be apologetic about that.
I agree. India में सबसे बड़ा problem है women's are not ready to say no.
ना बोलना बहुत difficult है
For
निराली.
me, I'm the first person to say no. नहीं होगा मुझसे, right? But there are women who want to say no, but then they are not able to, right? Because of their overthinking. That नहीं, अगर मैं ना बोलूँगी तो मुझे क्या response आएगा? So you rightly said it is very important to be unapologetic, when it comes to having your own set of career and being in that particular career itself. Okay, so when you started this entire journey, I'm sure you might be wanting to go with a flow.
Yes.
Yeah, you wanted to go with the flow. You might have learned a lot of things within the process of this entire business. कि अब मैं ये करूँगी, step by step. What are your long-term plannings for Varaha?
So, Varaha has been a very, very organic baby. It's literally come from my heart and I rely completely on my instinct for it. Today we are collaborating with over 99 educators. When I started, there were two. Yeah, two people whom I had, found from references who were actually amiable to the thought process that I had. So yeah, we are hoping to expand to bigger areas. We want to move into corporate trainings where we understand that as adults, we need something that helps us upskill, get more confidence in day-to-day work, learn how to balance this, work, life, children, and all of it, and amp up the skills that we are having. Because that is very important. Post your 40s and all, it's difficult for you to go and sell yourself like how a 20-year-old would for a job. That's when you have to rely on your inner wisdom, your zenness, the experience that you're going to bring, the way that you put your best foot forward, your problem solving skills. That's what we want to work on.
Lovely. I like the fact that you want to start something in corporate.
Yes.
And this is a biggest problem in corporate. I've worked with in a corporate for not many years, but for 1 year. And what I've observed was employees, even though they are highly skilled, they lack self-confidence.
Yes.
Okay, so if you try and do something in that niche, it is going to work wonders.
In fact, just recently I was called upon at a multi-specialty doctor conference where we were talking to doctors about how to build trust with patients even before they started giving out their prescription. And at the end of it, I had so many doctors come and say that, what you said made a lot of sense. We are so busy just doing the task at hand that probably softer skills, how to put yourself out there, is missing to a very large extent. And India mein to khaskar, because people are learning about their job, people are learning in school and college, but how do you do something, वो तो कोई सिखाता ही नहीं है.
कोई नहीं सिखाता. So that's a big problem. Soft skills are a big problem in corporate, but they also अभी तो ज़्यादा corporate में अगर आप देखोगे तो people are facing a lot of problem with their health also, internal health problems also,
Mental health
mental
problem.
health problems. So it's very important that corporates also try and initiate this kind of workshops.
Well-being workshops, upskilling workshops, something like just a mahjong for a team building activity or a sound bath, to keep your employees kind of a little calm down. Or recently I actually did a Lego day where people just came and built different things. They just sat and they were building, connecting with each other.
So we were talking about your entrepreneurship journey, right? I really want to understand, when was that first break which you never expected that will happen in your life?
Actually, I was in holiday at Azerbaijan, and I persistently got some calls from a number which I didn't recognize. And then I got a call from an old client of mine. And he said that, hey, we're doing something at NMACC and we want you. And I was like, what? Hello? I mean, I am out of town. He's like, no, we want you to come back. And within 4 days, we want something at the NMACC, which was, of course, very, very prestigious. Neeta Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center is one of the iconic places of our city, Mumbai. And we've actually offered so many curations which are so different, starting on traditional art forms to, digital workshops and, lot of speaking workshops and journaling and loads of things. And it's been incredible. And I've been so humbled that, people have thought about us.
So while going through your page, what I've observed is you also do a lot of adult literacy programs.
Yeah.
Right? So when you were talking about literacy, so would you like to throw some insights on that?
So with the pandemic, I realized that the people who remained behind were actually grandparents. They were feeling very, very left out. They were having trouble They had not put their foot into the digital era. And that's when we started this entire segment of digital literacy, especially for senior citizens.
Wow.
We started teaching them on how to, order on Borzo, how to book your VFast courier, how to book your airline ticket. And then they were like, hey, but we want to know more.
Yeah.
And that's when all the other segments came. Not only senior citizens, we've had mums and dads also who have reached out to us saying, Are bhai, I want to do something like this. Is there any possibility? I have a meeting, which is a very big presentation. Can you help me with a voice coach? So it's not only children, but it's also adults and grandparents who want to learn.
Lovely. I remember now, like, my mother-in-law and my mother both. Anytime if they want to do something, like, सबसे पहले तो Instagram उनको आता ही नहीं था. They don't know what is Instagram, they don't know what is Facebook, or they don't know how to order online, or either GPay,
Yes.
right? So every time they are dependent on us, right? So it's very important for adults also to start building this kind of skills,
Yeah.
so that they themselves can become independent.
It has become a life skill now.
It has become. And then you guys are doing such a wonderful work by helping them to learn all these things at this age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very important. Even I'll ask my parents, to join your courses so that they can build a lot of literacy and they can build a lot of skills which are required for these days.
You know what was the funny thing, Nirali? When we started this course, and then they'd be like, okay, how do we pay for it? And the funny part was like, you need to GPay. And they're like, Arey, but we don't know GPay. So, pehla to one of our first classes was how to do GPay.
I agree. I totally agree. So, talking about this literacy, one important topic that keeps triggering my mind, right? Children, उनको देखा देखी बहुत होती है, right?
Yes.
सब कुछ चाहिए. Mama, मेरा friend. Nowadays, this vacation and holidays has become a long,
Very big thing.
It's a big trend, I can say. Every day, children, they discuss amongst itself, like, within themselves that, ये December में अभी Christmas आ रहा है, तो मैं जा रहा हूँ सिंगापुर. Christmas आ रहा है, तो मैं जा रहा हूँ international trip. Now, with this kind of expectations, children would definitely come to parent and they say that, Mama, मुझे international trip करनी है. Okay, so I really want to understand how important is financial literacy for a child, and how can a parent, implement that in their daily learnings.
So last year, I actually was faced with the same challenge of teaching financial literacy to my child. And I actually made it very playway. I told him that let's have a 100-month finance party for you and all your friends. Okay. And that's when we, in fact, launch our financial literacy course,
Wow.
where we are trying to teach children the value of money. What it is to earn money, what is it to spend money, what is it to save money, and most importantly, what is it to donate. Because everybody tells you that yeah, you have to earn. Arey, isme spend kar do, isme save karo. But these three are incomplete unless you give back something to society.
Yeah.
And that giving is an important aspect of earning.
I agree.
Yeah.
When you give, you receive more. Double the amount that you give. Right? So it's very important to give. But then again, financial literacy should be a subject, I believe.
I think it's very important for children as well as housewives to know about finance. Most women are so dependent on their husbands, their children for their money issues that they're totally blindsided when they don't have them around. They don't even know how to fill a checkbook.
Yeah.
So to my child, we have actually taught him how do you fill a checkbook? What are the most important things that are required in a check?
Wow.
To the older one, we are trying to now teach them how they can learn about the stock market. We don't want them to invest, but we want them to understand what it means to have different avenues of earning money.
And how old is your child?
So the older one is 14, the younger one is 9. This summer vacation, in fact, I told him, I said, you'll have to go and do an internship for yourself, okay?
Oh.
And पहले तो बहुत नखरे किए कि ये कैसे वो कैसे. So I told him, I said, do unpaid. So he said, no, I want a paid internship. I said, try your luck. You should also know how difficult it is to earn money.
Correct.
To his credit, he found something and he said that this was the hardest money that I have ever earned in my life.
Superb. And how early they can start this?
So, financial literacy, we are teaching children as young as 6 years, where we are telling them that, okay, let's plan a play date. What are the things that you will select? Let's make a budget for your play date. Let's decide what's the difference between a need and what's the difference between a want. And that is the most important thing, because these days, kids come back from school and say, Hurry, I need a holiday. You don't need a holiday. You want a holiday. I
True.
need a new Barbie. You don't need it. You want it. And for any want, then you got to create a system where you will earn and you will save.
Correct.
So be it as small as a lemonade stall or, helping someone with something, which is tangible. These are ways and means in which we can understand our children to learn the value of money.
And this is so important. Being a mother also, I do a lot of things, though he's also been donating to a lot of people and a lot of activities we are doing. But again, the biggest challenge is how to teach them to save.
Yes.
That's the biggest challenge. And you rightly said the need and want, they need to identify, because that's your want. And if you want something, then you need to follow system.
Consistency is the key for anything. If you're consistent with your learning, with your activities, with your saving, whatever, then you can, cross the sky.
So I've seen these days children, they love to watch YouTube. Okay, the older ones I've also seen, they are being so much attracted towards podcasting.
Yes.
Okay, even schools nowadays, they have implemented podcasts so that they become more confident.
Yes.
Yeah. So during podcasting also, they talk a lot about current affairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have kind of any workshops or anything related to current affairs?
So last year, we actually had a child who came up with their own podcast. And the podcast was all about how the world around them is affecting them. And that's when I realized that a lot of people don't know anything that is happening around the world.
Yeah.
We are so much into their own cocoon, only either sports related or beauty related, that we launched this current affairs class.
Wow.
Here we are trying to bring awareness on topics that are affecting our children on a weekly basis. It could be the heist in Louvre, it could be Project Sindoor, it could be, the tariffs, all of these things, if we think are affecting our child. And when our children want to have dinner table conversations with us, we really don't know how to explain it to them in a simple manner.
Yeah.
So it is so important that we tell them that, yeah, okay, fine, you want to go to America to study, but look at the, trade tariffs that are there right now. Or, okay, fine, Project Sindoor is happening, but what is it? When did it start? How did it start? That's important. Or there are elections going on in our country. What is it? Samvidhan kaise bana hai? Who's at the top of it? Why are all these things important?
Correct.
So yeah, rights, duties, your place in the world, your place in your country, and as a citizen. These are things that, we try and cover.
But parents themselves are not updated with current affairs.
Yes.
Okay, they don't know anything about it. Okay, fathers might be reading newspaper. Even in schools,
Yes.
they are providing newspapers. But then again, they're not creating that kind of curiosity that, child should actually check the newspaper. What are the current affairs? This term itself has not been introduced. Okay, so giving a newspaper, do you really think that works?
No, I really don't think so. I feel that, any skill that you want a child to pick up has to be like, how we had when we were kids. We did 50 sums in a particular topic. Unless you're not consistent in your habits, your child cannot learn anything.
I agree.
Consistency is the key, and as parents, we have to model it.
Yeah.
If I only don't read the newspaper, my child is unlikely to read it. Similarly, if I am only not talking about finance or I'm not talking about real life problems, then I am only cocooning my child.
True.
So that's why I say, let the teaching be done by the subject specialist. You enrich your child. Be it experiences, be it conversations. That's your job as a parent.
Lovely. And how early they can start this?
Current affairs and all we're doing for children that are as young as 7 years old.
Wow, superb.
Yeah.
You guys are doing amazing work, because I believe being a parent, like, though I don't get that much of time to read newspaper and all, but I'm very much updated because this is my job.
Correct.
Okay.
But with other parents, they are so much involved in their kitchen work, mothers I'm talking about especially, in their kitchen work or homely chores or any other activities, they don't get that much of time to, even see what is happening around. Okay, so it's very important, and if you guys can't do it, please try and check Varaha Inc. Instagram page, and you can try and reach out to them. They will definitely help you, because current affairs are a very important topic and they need to be updated with current things that are happening around. So thank you so much once again, and we had a very live conversation, and I guess we have spoken more about the pain points and what is required.
Yes.
So thank you so much. We had an amazing conversation. It was so candid and it was so wonderful. Before we head to our next segment, that is rapid fire round, where whatever questions I'll ask, you have to answer that in one word.
Okay.
So before that, I really want you to share some message for Ek Soch, one idea that changed your life.
I think the one idea that changed my life was that I wanted to be there for my children. That was not negotiable for me. I wanted to be there for them at every step. And I said, this is the core of my being. And iske aju baju, how can I create my own identity wherein I can be a mother at heart, but so many other things outside. That is what, is the foundation for me.
I've seen after being mother, we also do business so emotionally. Right, because we know the pain point of the mothers,
Moms, yeah.
right? So we also want to do something which is relevant and which can solve this problem so easily, and that's what you're doing in Varaha. Okay, so let's head to our rapid fire round.
Make them up in my
One thing Indian schools must stop teaching.
Rote learning.
I agree. One thing they must start teaching immediately.
Life skills on how to ask proper questions to learn.
Agreed. Parents or school, who needs more education?
Parents.
That's so important. That's so important, because even we talk so much about schools and education and teacher, but we forget that we, being a parent, we are not in their shoes and we don't understand what their juggle is. So it's very important that parents needs to be more educated in terms of whatever is happening in their surroundings.
Correct. I always tell parents who come with very traditional mindsets to me saying that, ma'am, you'll have to first unlearn to learn with them.
True. Exams or experiences?
Actually, both. Experiences, because nothing teaches you better than experience. But exam, because it inculcates a certain sense of discipline. It helps you understand where you stand, and it creates a certain sense of competition as well as a certain sense of self-worth.
True. One advice you want to give to parents in 2025?
I think look out for more possibilities rather than perfection. First, explore with a wide range, but quickly narrow down to what is best for your child, and let your child take the lead on everything and not you.
Yeah, again, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Okay, India mein mothers want to lead a child. They forget that they are an individual.
Yeah.
They have their own way of thinking, the own way of doing things. So
And learning,
And
which is
learning.
very different than what we have been used.
true. So it's very important that we allow them to take a lead.
Yeah.
Offline success or online leverage?
I don't think that we can ever replace an offline teacher, but I think online is a fabulous way to go because you're getting to connect with so many mentors and people from across the globe. You're saving on traffic, and it's a more eco-friendly and sustainable way to learn these days.
True. If you could rebuild the education system, what's the first change?
It's a very, very tough question. But I think the first change is that you have more relevant topics that are coming your way, and teaching should not only be fun oriented, but also have a certain sort of gravitas. So break down the session where it's informative first and then it's exploratory later, rather than just saying you explore it, or rather than just saying bas ye textbook hai aur page number 55 to 59 aaj pada.
Correct. Again, one more question which I wanted to ask you, because we were talking about this. Do you really think that with this education, children are they going to implement whatever they're learning in near future?
Well, if you tell me textbook knowledge and all, maybe not everything, okay? But how they learned, what prompts they picked up, creating lateral thinking, critical thinking skills, this is what is really helping them and making them job ready.
Correct. What I've observed is children, what they learn in today's generation, if you'll see, it's more practical learning.
Yes.
Okay, wherever they go for a field trip, whatever teacher is connecting the subjects during field trips, and that is working so well,
Yes.
right? They are actually understanding the crux of that particular topic. So it's very important, they learn things more practically, and that will be implemented in near future.
And I also think with the practicality to understand how to use that in their everyday life, that is what is going to make the difference. Otherwise, just ye pad liya, geography pad liya ya history pad li, that's not enough. But wahan se kya seekha, that is what is important.
Correct. Because I remember whatever I have learned during my school days, I don't remember a single word from those, because as you rightly said, rote learning.
Yeah.
We were from that generation, millennial generation, जहाँ पे हम लोग को rote learning के ऊपर ज़्यादा focus किया जाता. My child is not at all in favor of that. He is like, मम्मा मैं रट्टा नहीं मारूंगा. मैंने जो सीखा है, जो observe किया है, मैं वो ही लिखूंगा.
So just this morning before I was coming over here, my child had his keyboard class and the teacher said that, okay, now play the song from memory. And he said that no, even the biggest maestros, they put the sheet over here. Are you testing my skill or my memory?
Oh.
So yeah, children are learning differently, and I think this should be this sort of a thought process where they are questioning authority.
Yeah.
Actually should be encouraged.
It should be encouraged. Would you like to say something to mothers or parents?
We've been brought up very, very traditionally where we don't question our parents. We've never questioned teachers. We've never questioned authority figures. But for your child, I think you need to be a different parent than what your parent was. Ask the relevant questions. Ask your child, listen to your child, listen to the teacher, and then only make your decisions for what will really work for them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We had a wonderful conversation.
It was lovely for me too.
I've learned a lot of things from you today, right from, understanding how Varaha is helping not only students but also the adults. Okay, so if anyone wants to learn about coding or life skills or soft skills, definitely go back to Varaha and see what all offerings they have, what all kind of workshops they have. I believe those are short workshops.
There are workshops, there are termed classes, and there are experiences for both children, adults, and senior citizens.
Lovely. So thank you so much for being there. We had a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Alpanaji's story reminds us of one powerful truth. If the system doesn't create the space you want, create that space yourself. Education isn't about marks, it's about mindset, innovation, and curiosity. And thanks to leaders like Alpana ji, learning in India is finally evolving. This is Ek Soch, the business podcast. I am your host, Nirali Pandya. See you in the next episode with another story of change, courage, and new thinking. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.